What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Zuki1 here, coming at you guys with a brand new YouTube video. Today we are going to be talking about the upcoming games for 2021 from Square Enix. But before we get into the video, you guys already know what time it is. It's time for the most recent comments. Here's a few comments, just a few. There's actually quite a few that we had in the last video. I'm guessing you guys really did enjoy the last video that we uploaded. In case you guys were wondering what the name of that video was, I put a little iCard up either here or there. It's gonna be somewhere. Called he won't 3-stock me. So we got comments from Pillow, we got comments from Chris, we got comments from Titan, we got comments from a lot of different people, all of them Jim Hunter and a whole lot of other people, just pretty much making fun of the whole match and things of that nature, because it was pretty funny. In case you guys were wondering, the guy name is Juan. Juan had made the comment that he could beat Zappy in a 1v1 battle. In case you guys don't know who that is, Zappy is a longtime viewer of the channel, longtime supporter, and a longtime friend of mine. He challenged him to a 1v1 in Brawlhalla and was 3-stocked, as you guys see in the video. He lost. Well, they played one game before I did the clip, and in that game, Zappy beat him 2 stocks to 0, right? And then he prompted. I said, "Well, at least you didn't get 3-stocked." And then he said, "He won't 3-stock me." So I said, "Oh, okay." So then Zappy played him again and beat him 3 stocks, and then I proceeded to play him afterwards and then 3-stock him. So it was quite the debacle, but it was really funny nonetheless. And Juan was a real good sport about it. So if you guys are interested in seeing any of this stuff happen live, check out my YouTube. Check out my live streams. I live stream every day. So yeah, don't miss out. Subscribe. Check out my live streams. Come through, hang out, come join the community. We got a link to the Discord in the bottom of the video. But with that, we're gonna close out the intro and get into the video. So peace. What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Zuki1 here, coming at you guys with a brand new YouTube video. Today we are going to be talking about the Square Enix 2021 games on arrival, part 1. Square Enix has a lot of stuff coming down the pipeline in 2021, with some really big returning titles, one of them being NieR: The World Ends With You. In case you guys did not get a chance to see it or did not know it had happened, which was really interesting too, because it just literally just came out of nowhere. I was on Twitter, as I always am. It just random, and then I just randomly see tweets all about NieR: The World Ends With You all over the place, and I'm like, whoa. And it was trending on Twitter of all places. It was trending. But yeah, it caught me by surprise, and I was super excited to talk about it. So I decided to make a whole video, not strictly just dedicated to it, but I wanted to make sure to talk about it. So let's do that, right? The World Ends With You is a title that I recently had got into, I want to say about 2019 and things of that nature, with the World Ends With You remix, the one that they brought to the Nintendo Switch, and I had enjoyed it immensely on stream. The audience wasn't necessarily there, unfortunately, because this is a very much of a niche type of game and things of that nature, but it's definitely one that's worth checking out, one that I'm particularly excited to see. Honestly, I didn't think nothing like this would ever had come to about, but due to the recent success of the World Ends With You, we got a new World Ends With You anime and a new game on the way. So if you guys haven't already, make sure to check out the World Ends With You. As you can see, it's coming to the Nintendo Switch and PS4. Moving things right along, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the newest Bravely Default game. Now, you guys obviously wouldn't know this because I've never gotten a chance to stream these games, but I am a huge Bravely Default fan. I've played every single one of the Bravely Default games that has been available up to this point. Obviously starting with Bravely Default 1, then Bravely 2nd, and now we have Bravely Default 2. Bravely Default 2 is not a direct sequel to the original group. This is a new group of adventurers that will be going on a different type of story than Anya's, Tiz, Idea, and Ring a Bell. So this is not the same group that you guys have come accustomed to from Bravely Default and Bravely 2nd. The demo for Bravely Default 2 is actually available on the Nintendo Switch. So if you would like to get a chance to try your hand at what the new game is going to play like, you can definitely experience it now, because it is available. I think you can get up to about 3, maybe 5 hours, and you can transfer your demo save data over to the full game once it releases. It's not out just yet. It will be coming out again in 2021, but with so much of the game already completed, I assume, now granted this is an assumption, this is not factual information yet, but I assume that the game will be available earlier than the other games that we've showcased so far on the in this video. So what do I think about the game? What do I think they can do with the game? And I personally am excited to see what they plan on doing that they haven't done in Bravely Default and Bravely 2nd. My personal favorite of the Bravely series was Bravely 2nd, because they improved on a lot of the problems that Bravely on the first Bravely Default has. And as you can see, they still use the same system, because you can see the BP or the Brave points that you collect from either guarding or activating well, in Bravely 2nd you can pause the game, and if you did, it would go into a thing called Bravely 2nd, which allows you to pretty much steal turns that you wasn't normally going to get. It's pretty fun. The combat is very enriching. It's a lot different from most traditional RPG style of games. And again, like I told you before, in the Bravely Default series, they allow you to steal turns essentially from your enemies and things of that nature. It looks like they're going to have 3 different types of difficulties as well. The cast of characters that we're going to be playing with this time around, they don't feel that inspired, honestly. The main character looks like Tiz, the priestess looks like Anya's, and the other 2 look like Idea and Ring a Bell. So I can't say that the cast looks that original, but the game itself looks gorgeous, and I'm definitely looking excited to go ahead and try it. We do have a release date for it, which is February 26th, but we don't know if that's going to get pushed back or anything. So fingers crossed it doesn't, but you know, be looking out on it in February. So next in the game lineup from Square Enix, we have NieR Replication, which is not a direct sequel to NieR Automata, but within that same universe, if that makes sense. It's complicated, but then again, what Square Enix game isn't complicated, right? So NieR Replica is going to be in the same universe as NieR Automata. We don't know if it's going to be before or after the NieR Automata timeline, but as you can see, the civilizations and everything else does seem to be put back together very well. It's going to be a new group. I'm not sure if it's going to be yokais again this time around, or if it's going to be another group of individuals that's going to be adventuring around and trying to solve whatever problem they're facing at this point in time. But as you guys can clearly see, the game looks absolutely stunning. Shout outs to Square Enix for definitely stepping it up with this amazing looking game. I'm super excited to go ahead and give it a try. To be honest, I never actually got a chance to play NieR Automata itself, so I do plan on running through that sometime this year before the end of the year. Probably in December, I plan on running through NieR Automata, so you guys will be able to see that, and then we'll be right up to speed for NieR Replication. As you guys can see, there is the version with all the numbers, right, like like software and stuff like that. Looks like it's going to be available April 23rd of 2021, which is phenomenal. All of these games are being released at a timely manner in 2021. So last but certainly not least, we have the creme de la creme, the big boy itself, Final Fantasy XVI, leading off one of the biggest flagships of Square Enix. Final Fantasy is going to have some really big shoes to fill with the success of Final Fantasy XIV and like it or not, the success of Final Fantasy 15 as well. You're in for quite the experience. The gameplay is going to feel a lot similar to Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts. So if you guys are more of a fan of fighting games, action games, than traditional turn-based RPGs, this is going to be right up your alley. It's going to be in a very big, vast, open world similar to Final Fantasy 15. As you guys can see, it's going back to more of a traditional style of Final Fantasy storytelling type games. It's not going to be modernized like Final Fantasy 15 was, which honestly, in my opinion, wasn't a bad touch. I feel like they shouldn't be so afraid to branch out into different uncharted territories, but this looks like a more European style of gameplay. As you guys can see, you can see more of the European inspiration of clothing and things of that nature. Traditional Final Fantasy characters that you will, traditional Final Fantasy monsters that you're normally used to seeing. As you guys can see, I forget what that monster is called, but it's been in a lot of Final Fantasy games over the years. They got chocobos. As you guys can see, it's a very compelling story that we're going to get this time around. It looks like it's going to be a royal family defending off another rival kingdom, and you're going to be playing as the prince defending the kingdom. So similar to 15, but again, not in the same timeline and in a very, very much different world. And this time around, we probably won't feel as rushed in the game, because I'm not gonna lie to you guys, Final Fantasy 15 was a little bit of a miss for me, only because of the fact that it just didn't have some type. It felt kind of empty, you know. And I'm hoping that Final Fantasy 16 does me justice, you know, like give me that feeling that I had when I played Final Fantasy 12, Final Fantasy 10, Final Fantasy 9, Final Fantasy 8, 7, of course, obviously, right? And so many other different types of Final Fantasy games. So hopefully this game is going to bring back the excitement, bring back the thrill that I used to have when I used to play Final Fantasy games, and bring me back into the fold of things and do the legacy of Final Fantasy proud. I will say I do like how everything looks in the game. I like that they brought back summons, and that you're going to be using them throughout the course of the battle. It looks like it's a big part of the story. And as you guys can see, this is your party and stuff like that. Well, actually, that looked like it was the main character going through the timeline from when he was a child, seeing murder, then when he got a little bit older, and then when he's in adulthood. And I'm not gonna lie, the character design for the main character is fucking badass. Oh my god, it's so good. But that is all that I have for you guys today. Hopefully you guys did enjoy the video, and if you did, please make sure to hit this boy with the young like button, beat it up if you have to, and then hit the young subscribe button. But this has been Zuki M1, and I hope you guys have a great morning, great evening, great afternoon, and great night. But I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.